somebody's going to carry that torch forward and keep educating and developing and coming up with the next generation of processes. Because right now, I am of all the people that grew up with SMT. I'm like kind of on the tail end of that curve. I'm the younger end of that curve. A lot of the process engineers that I grew up learning from are already retired, and there's this huge experience gap. So we have to figure
Yeah.
out how to fill it. So that's kind of my plan for, I don't want to say world
Yeah, because
domination, but personal satisfaction.
we're well, eventually we're gonna have to deal with 4 2s, right? Like
Yep.
eventually. So somebody will have to figure it out.
Well, we started by cutting the leads off of through-hole parts and stuffing solder paste through a silk screen like you made t-shirts. And so we had big, bulky things. And for the last 35 years, we've made them smaller and smaller and smaller. We've switched to
Yeah.
alloys. And we all grew up and learned with that. You throw somebody fresh out of school into that now, and it's overwhelming.
Mm.
If you think about all the different disciplines that go in a surface mount, you got to know your fluid mechanics. You got to know your motion control. You got to know your vision systems. You got to know your high-speed electromechanics. You got to know your optics. You got to know your thermodynamics. You got to know your physics of optics. You got to know your statistics. I already mentioned optics. You got to know your heat transfer. You got to know your chemistry. You got to know AI algorithms. You got to know logistics. You got to know a lot to be a line engineer. And when you first come out of school and nobody tells you how to apply those principles, you just get deluged and overwhelmed. And so we see a lot of young people coming in, and within a couple of years, they're like, I'm tapping out. It's too
Mm.
overwhelming. So that's one of those sort of something I have a penchant for. We've got to have something.